So, Robert, why don't we tell them what we've done here today? I mean, what did we actually accomplish out here for this job or this project today?
Yeah. Well, what we're working on here today, Dan, we had this 90-acre project, and what we're trying to do for our client is the landowner essentially, but they're also doing some other survey work out here. There may be some minor development going on. But we were brought into the picture to fly this with the drones, the photogrammetry aspect or structure from motion, and what your company and what you have brought along, the Lidar.
Right.
So we're trying to, of course, provide them with a cost-benefit ratio, what they can get for the money versus maybe traditional means and such, so it's new technology.
Yeah. Now, I mean, why would you do, so 90 acres, which is a decent set of parcel here.
It is.
I mean, if you were just to do like contour maps, let's say 1 foot contour maps of this whole thing, this expanse from these woodlands on this hill over here, down the creek bed, across the fields, into the ponds, and up into the scrub brush over here.
Yeah.
How long would that take you?
I think a good amount of time. We're talking about half mile by a quarter mile.
And let's frame it just so, because surveyors are like, hey, I'm going to send out 4 or 5 crews, but let's just say 1 crew, because we have 1 drone operator and a spotter.
Yeah.
So what would one surveyor and assistant, what would that take them to do this?
Yeah, it really, I mean, the question and the answer is, it's amazing, right, compared to the traditional. I mean, where we've gone from wire to wireless and all of technology that's out there. But yeah, I mean, if you had ATVs, I mean, look, we've got about 600, I think 500 to 600 feet of elevation change from the top down to the low point. So that in itself presents a challenge, and the drones are able to provide some terrain following. And but yeah, to come back to the conventional, traditional stuff, if you have a individual, a surveyor, doing GPS and getting points, you may try to get a grid to pick it out. But then you also have all of the as-built, the infrastructure, the homes, the buildings, the driveways, the roadways, the paths, the ponding. So to be able to get those details of like edge of pavement, flow lines of ditches, the pole locations, the fence line locations, we're going to map all that for them and have this in a product that the savings will be tremendous compared to, and the time frame, right? We were up here, we just flew this just in a matter of a couple of hours, doing LiDAR and photogrammetry, the structure from motion.
Yeah.
And now the data has to be processed. But what would it have taken time-wise for individuals to do this? And I have a hard time kind of calculating that, but without actually doing it.
But
I'm thinking days. Days.
And then what if you had missed something? And like you're down in San Diego, you're coming up here to do this job. So if you missed something, what would that have cost you?
Yeah, it starts cutting into whether the job is actually worth or profitable for a small business or a single sole proprietor operator, land surveyor type of business.
Right. So like for here, with what we've done with the reality capture, if we missed a detail and annotation, we go back to the original capture and go pull it. We never have to leave the office, which is great.
Yeah.
But now this was an amazing project, because I don't know if you can see the expanse here, and we'll do some real. I mean, at one point we're up. Now I was flying 150 feet over the ground for my LiDAR capture, and my system, even though it was telling me what the ground over height was, I was 150 feet down below myself at a certain point, looking down on the drone, and then his terrain follow was coming back up. It was
Makes
amazing.
it very difficult to see sometimes.
It was a little hard. Those flash
strobes
worked great, but I mean, just that we're able to follow the contour and get that high resolution imagery and measurement. Yeah, phenomenal.
And hopefully, the viewers will be able to see the final product as Trey builds this together.
Yeah.
What our product was after flying this. I mean, we're all very interested to see this too.
And I think what we're going to show them is we'll show them the raw LiDAR cloud. We'll show them the photographic product, and we'll show them the ortho. Yeah. And then we'll show them the CAD 2D planimetrics that we're going to do here. And I think they're going to be amazed. Yeah. Because not only did we cut our field work down to like less than 2 days. Yeah. By the time we laid controls. Yeah. Guys, you want to use control. Right. You still got to use control. But then, yeah, 2 days out here in the field, and then less than a couple days of actual post-processing,
Right.
and you got a product.
Yeah.
That's a huge turnaround time versus the 3 to 4 weeks to get this stuff done.
It is. And the 2 days in the field, we had some fog yesterday, so we couldn't fly.
It's gonna lay ground control.
Yeah, right.
If you can find your way back.
We're also setting up some GPS units on some of the control, even though it's already been surveyed last week. We're checking in, and so there's a number of things involved. But this new technology, it's a day-by-day learning experience. And I had a little mishap this morning, but we pulled through it, and everything's good. But these things happen, and that's the learning experience. So I would encourage the viewers out there, especially the young people, if you like drones and maybe you like surveying and Lidar and that type of stuff, keep your science background up, your STEM education, and there's people like us who would welcome you along just for helping out, visual observers and such.
Yeah, for sure. And for the surveyors, it's really understanding the aerial piece and the post process for the data.
Yeah.
And for all the drone guys, it's really understanding the survey.
Yeah.
And where the value is for an engineering company.
Yeah.
And but I love where this is all going and the amount of really value that you're able to provide to the end customer. It's amazing.
And it's also exciting, if I can say, that the number of professional people in general that this has brought together. Where before you had surveyors out doing what they do and working with engineering companies, but now we have Dan, retired helicopter pilot, U.S. Navy veteran. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
But whether it was the photographers, educators, students, everybody's coming together now, and this is the benefit, is that we're starting to share this information. And there's been a lot of excitement generated by this, and it's just the time that we're in the world right now. This is one of the positive things.
Absolutely.
Of all of our technology.
The other thing I thought that was interesting the other day that Pat brought up, and I think he missed one thing, is when we were talking about how this will all be really automated, I think the thing he missed is that we still have to come out here.
Yeah.
We still have to perform these tasks.
Yeah.
And I look at this as this is a way of augmenting. This won't replace a surveyor.
Yeah. Right.
This will augment what they can actually
Thank
provide.
you for that plug, and we would really love that people pay attention to that. That even some of the good companies out there, they're recommending that if you fly the projects, still have checkpoints, and who better to place those checkpoints and know where your absolute accuracy is versus your relative than a land surveyor.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
This is just a progression. Like with aerial, it's like, did aerial Lidar, aerial photogrammetry, did that actually replace a surveyor? No, it's actually cost them to have more work.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen here. It's just that now the surveyor has the airplane in his hand.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? He doesn't have to contract out.
Yeah. And
it gets
great.
it on demand.
Yeah, it can take you new places, and working outdoors and a bit of office work. So it's the best of both worlds, and it fits in pretty well with the video technology things that we're having to use these days.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Can we get the name of your company?
Yeah, I'm with Geographic Time Management Resources here in San Diego, California. We're in Auburn today, but from San Diego, California, and for some land surveying needs, geographic information type of things, we're into that kind of business. Is where I'm coming from.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys. See
Thank
you in the
you.
next round. Let's
Thank
get
you very
mapping.
much.
All right.